Okay, so I'm assuming that you went ahead and try this out. So first of all, I'm going to create a new column out here. So new column is under the home tab. I have new column. I am already in the data mode. So in the data mode under the home tab, I'm going to get this option. Otherwise I can click on any of the column. I should get the new column option. Once I click on the new column, I'll create a remaining time column. So you got this remaining time. Then we will say total time the column, not the measure. Okay, remember you don't have to take the measure. Then minus, what you are going to do is talk time. Again talk time not as the measure, talk time as a column. Both the columns we have got. It should show as a new column out here. Okay, so total time and talk time. And if you would have remember, I have told you that we need to create the measures to before we create the percentage measure. We already have a total time M. Okay, so for remaining time I'm going to create a measure remaining time M. Okay, so here only I have option for measure. So I clicked on a new measure. And I'm going to call it remaining time M. And I'm going to create sum of remaining time and make sure we give the table name. So what is our table name? Our table name is call center. We can type it. It's better to give the column name because if the names are similar across table, it can give error later. So better table name and column name. Okay, so now we are ready for remaining time percentage. Again, let's copy this name remaining time. Now we will create one more measure. Again, when we are in this mode, we will always see this measure, and that's why I prefer when I'm doing some kind of data preparation exercises, I typically remain in the data tab so that I get these options pretty quickly, measures and columns. I click here, I get another measure, and then in the other measure I can call it control V percentage. What we have to use? A divided by B? No, we are going to use divide function. We are not going to simply divide. So divide. Okay, and in divide what we are going to do is remaining time M as a measure and total time M as a measure. Now we have to do one more thing. We have to call it as a percentage column. Now we have couple option to make it as a percentage column. What are those options? So one is I click here and I click here. I should go to measure tool, not the column tool. It's a measure. So we have measure tool. I can click percentage out here, or I can go to here because I'm in import mode right now. I imported the file, so I'm in import mode, not on direct. Even in direct query we have this mode, but not in the live mode, and I can say percentage format. Okay, so remaining time is in percentage format. So we have created this. Now we have to test that. What we have to do for testing it? So let's plot it against issue type. So drag issue type. It is automatically going to create a table visual for us. Otherwise we could have done a table visual. Okay. Now what we drag? We drag total time M. Okay. We also drag. We are not drag total time M. We also drag remaining time M. So now we are not able to see. We make it little bit bigger by dragging it. Okay. Now the formatting is not correct out here. So we need to do 1000 separator. Click on this. Now this is a measure. Go to measure tool and click on those formatter. Now again the size is a problem. So and I'll teach you now. I'll teach you one more option. So we go to this first table. And I can actually take a format pane, but I can't go across the this pages. Let me see if I can. I click on the format painter. I click on the page out here, and I able to go here in this case across pages. Let me click here, and so I am able to get my formatting on this page. Okay, so I set it up there and I get. But later when we do it with bigger data model, I'll tell you how to set up the themes itself and not to do this time. So now we have remaining time M also. Now let's take the remaining time percentage. and verify these numbers. If you have the correct file, just like what we have, you should have also get these kind of numbers. So that's the one important thing, that you have to validate the numbers what we are coming. So you should get these numbers. Now we have this formatting is correct, everything is correct. So you should have created a table like this with that requirement. Now what I'm going to give it to you is, I want this talk time and remaining time in a pie visual and in a heat map visual. So pause this video and show us these two in those visuals and see if you can give us more creativity. So pause here, and after that try that out, come back and see what we are going to do. So I'm assuming you might have created. So what I'm going to do this time is, I'm going to click on a visual and empty space. I'm going to get that pie visual out here. In the pie visual, I'm going to drag remaining time in the values. I'm going to drag the total talk time. So total talk time is the one which is there, and let me take both as measures only. So remaining time measure, total, not total time, talk time is a measure. So that's going to give me the percentage out here. So this is what, and what I'm going to do is, like looking very small, I'm going to take the format printer and make it formatting out here. Does it increase? Let me try it again, format printer. Otherwise we can go ahead and increase the size. So it's not making much of the sense out here. So let's increase the size out here. The moment you increase size, the pie may become smaller. So this is one. Now what details we can add to it? So that's what I say. How can you play around? So let's go and add the issue as a details. Can we add, or as a legend? So let's see if we can add issue as a details. So it's not allowing us. So when we have more than one major, it is not going to allow us. But if you make the legends, it's going to have that 2 as a split out here, like this. Now, but it is not this, and this is not one which is 100%. So now what we are going to do is, we are going to make it as the heat map. So, or the tree map, sorry. So in the tree map, we are now getting the different pies of talk time and the ring time. Now one more play around which we can do is, we can actually take it only talk time and can go ahead and make countries out here in the details. And this is the another version where we have the split of the countries out here. Okay, so that was the split of measures. This is the split of dimensions. So this is your tree map visual. I might have called it heat map, but this is the tree map, and sometimes it is also known as heat map, but this is a different visual which is also known as heat map. So this is the tree map visual which we wanted to have it. So I'm hopeful that you might have tried out all these options, and now what you have to do is, you have to play around. So play around, you have the data, you have to create different set of columns, different set of measures, and play around with all these properties. You have to create different kind of summarizations. So one more thing which you can do is, I'm going to tell you very interesting thing is, which I'm going to take only one measure and I'm going to do different avatars of that measure. So what we are going to do, let's take this issue type. And so not major, we are going to take column here. So major we don't have play around, because that aggregation for the major is fixed, but for column it is not fixed. So let's take whole time. So this is whole time. Look at aggregation here, right click, this is sum. Again drag the whole time. Now we drag it average whole time. I can create a measure also, average whole time. Okay, now again drag the whole time. Now we call it minimum whole time. Now again drag the whole time out here. That is maximum whole time. Okay, so what is the maximum whole time? For each one of them 30 seconds was the maximum. Okay, and minimum is 1 second. Okay, so averages are almost also similar. The averages, there is a difference, but almost they are similar. Okay, let's again drag the whole time. Click here. Now count of whole times. How many count we have? Different counts we have. Now count distinct is something different. Okay, let's drag a hot time. Count distinct means distinct values. Okay, so let's drag one more time. There it was showing few more options. Let's see. So do we see standard deviation? So this is standard deviation. Not much of the values out here, so standard deviation might not be a very good thing to have it here, but we are learning that, what we else we can do. See variance, let's see if it gives variance. Okay, let's drag it one more time. So these are different avatars which we are available here. We say median. Okay, average we already seen. This is median, which the value which is most available. Let's make it a bit bigger. Like we can actually close this. So what I wanted to do is let me drag whole time once more. And this time I'm going to right click and say show as percentage of grand total. Okay. So many different things with one particular column we are able to do it. Now go ahead and try out this same thing with the ring time or talk time and see all what values you do. So, and you could have created images for these. If you don't know, see, I don't want to create so many images. So with a common summarization, I can create a major. For rest of the things, we can manage it by dragging the column again. These options are available when you have the base column. You can go ahead and try it out. This is a numeric column, so you have more options with the text columns. Like if I want to drag, let's say, let me do one thing. Let me drag again issues out here, and let me drag country, issue type, and I drag, let's say, country out here. So what are the options I have for the country? So I right click and I say first, last, count and count this thing. So one thing could be how many countries are there for that particular time. Okay, this is as good as rows, but count distinct is one which you are going to tell us distinct count of distinct countries. Okay, I can drag country again, and then let me say I've seen the count, I've seen count distinct. Let me say first and last is just like min or max kind of values, like first value I want, or I want a last value out here. Okay, so these things are helpful when you are using the text column. So similarly, whatever column we don't have, some min, max, average kind of aggregations available, we will have this first, last, count and count distincts are the options which are available. You can go ahead and try those out. So you have seen these options. Now what is missing here in this data model is one of the very important thing, which is a date table in Power BI. We are going to quickly create it here for the first instance, but the actual date table and all these components we are going to create later when we explain it in detail. Here we are only going to create a couple of columns, and we're going to do it in different manner this time, and we are going to do it in a different manner next time. But next time we will take advantage of what we are teaching you here. So what we are going to do here is, let's first of all look at the table back again and look at what kind of dates we have. Okay, so if I go here and if I say sort ascending, so I have dates from 2018. If I say sort descending, I have date till 2020, which it is showing right now. Okay, so sort ascending and sort descending. Okay, so till 30th December it is showing me the dates. Now what I'm going to do here is I click on the table name and it's going to show me the table tools, and I'm going to have option for new table, and there is a command create calendar. So calendar is the function for that. So I'm going to call it as a date table calendar, and there's a date function. It needs two dates, so I'm going to use the date function which can create a date for me. 2018 we have seen from 01-01, and we will take end date, and end date let's take till this end of this year 2021 -01 sorry -12 -31. So till end of this year, and we're going to create this calendar. Now we have got this calendar, and actually I want couple of columns into this one is month here, which is a new column, and we are creating a new column out here. We have told you how to create a new column. Now this is a different way of creating a new column here in this column. So let's call it month here, and we are going to use format function out here, format and date. And what format we want? Typically we want -YYYY. That's the format which we use. So we got a month here, and So let's go ahead and join these tables. Now this table is date, and we don't have a automatic join out here, but we have a date out here, so we can join date with date. So now I have told you we can join them separately. So what we are going to do, we are going to create one more layout out here, and we drag this call center table out here, and we drag this date table out here, only two tables, and then we join these two in this layout, and I'm going to show you what happened in the all table layout, and that's what we are going to also see. So one to many, that's a perfect relationship, that's what we wanted. Just go ahead and look at it. Okay, seems fine. Many on the call center side in this one, and let's go to this layout and check it out. All table layout, we are going to go ahead and check it out. Seems fine to me. Okay, so we got it. Now we will go ahead and create one visual out here, and that's what I wanted to show you, the text sorting, which is going to have a problem. That's what I wanted to show a case to you. So when I drag this month here, and let's take any of the, now this is joined. So when anything which is joined, I can simply go ahead and analyze, and let me go ahead total time am measuring. So what do you see here? Like this is sorted on month year, and if you have some doubt, let's sort it again. You see all these Aprils together, but this is not how we expect the time to behave. Okay, we want this month year to always be sorted on month like January, February, March, April. Now to do so, we have a functionality which is column sorting. Now if we can create a column which is having the similar kind of granularity, means which is also a month year, but it's sortable month year, then we can do it. And to easiest way to create a sortable month year, let's go ahead and create it, is YYYMM. 4Y and 2MM is the one way where we can get a sortable month year, which can be correctly sorted. I by mistake created on a new table. I'm going to create on a new column. I'll go back to the date table. So I'll go back to the date table, and again I'm going to click here. And here I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new column. You are seeing this sort by column option which is there, but we are going to utilize that very soon. But before we utilize that, we need a column where we can sort it. And right now, quickly we are going to call it is as month, year, sort column, and we are going to use format, date, and YYYMM. And look at this format. Okay, new column is created, order is YYYMM, and this is self sortable format, though it is a text format, but still it is self sortable. As it is a number, I can convert it into whole number by going to column tools, but right now I don't need it. I'm fine with the text format. I'm going to tell you later when we create the date table again how to make it as a number format. We can actually do it. And now here you have option this sort column and sort on month year, and we'll go back to the visual. Okay, and this is not that it is here available here. From there also, if you click on the column in the column tools, it is always available. Okay, and now you see immediately the moment we done this sort column, the sorting has been done. Okay, so sorting has been done. We are able to see it correctly sorted. Now let us go ahead and see now this date table. Are we still seeing it as a? Okay, so we had one date column, if you remember, where we have taken the date parts, and I just wanted to check, by when we have created this new visual, is there any impact? Because when we join with the, okay, let's drag this time around. Right now, this is showing it as a date, not as a key, and let's take this date again. Now you will not see any hierarchy out here now. Now this is what happens, like when these dates start participating into the join column, specifically in one to many, you might lose the hierarchy. So the best way, whenever you have it, you create all those required column in your date column, like date, year, month, quarter, whatever you need, and use it from there. Don't use those date part or dot date and all those. Try to avoid those, because sometimes you might lose those date hierarchies out here in these kind of joins. Now if I drag, let's say this one, I still see the hierarchy, but I'm going to tell you in future lectures that we are going to make it as a date table, and it might become a key column out there, and once it becomes a key column, it might also lose the hierarchy. So it's better, always we try to avoid this year, quarter and month. Better to have these columns in there. So the exercise is create a month and create a year as a separate column and try that out. So pause this video here, try those two columns out and come back and see, have you created in the similar manner the way we created. Okay, so I'm assuming you are doing, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create month as MMM using the same manner, but year I'm going to use different stuff. So I'm going to just copy paste this and I'm going to say new column. And once it's create a new column, I just simply paste, I remove the month here and I'm going to say MMM. And this is not going to sort. So on some later video, I'll tell you how to do it, but I'm assuming that you will be able to create a sortable column for this and able to do it correctly. Now I don't need a year column, which I wanted you to create another one. And what I'm going to do is for year, I'm going to do it a bit differently. I'm not going to use the format, and year, we have a function year. That's what I wanted to tell you. So year, and if I pass date to it, it can extract the year part from the date. And we need to be very careful. So we should preferably mention a table name. That's the ideal one, because this date in the model could be misleading. So let's give a date here. Okay, so now we got whatever we wanted. Now this model has a year, so I can go ahead and here and analyze this data by year. So let me drag year out here, and because year is a numerical column, I have to say don't summarize, and I remove this and I put it first. So I am able to summarize my data by year. So you have seen how quickly we can get the data into Power BI, do some basic data preparation, configure it, create different kind of visuals. I just given a brief overview of all of that. Now what we are going to do is in the next lecture, we are going to jump into the SQL Server, create certain basic scripts there, analyze data a little bit there. We are going to use a different data from now onwards, and there is a lot of data modeling which is required. We will not do this basic data modeling of deleting duplicates and all those, but which we have learned, like creating a dimension table and all those. We will see some of those things on database. We will see some of those things working here in Power BI, and I'll tell you advantage and disadvantage of both. And finally, we are going to, after doing it, once we say okay, this better is fine, this way is final, or then we are going to take the data in that particular way. So we will start in the next lecture with SQL Server. So make sure you have installed SQL Server. I have given the links in the first class for the SQL Server and this one. If you're missing out that, do let us know. So please install SQL Server, SQL Server Management Studio, and continue in the next class. Thanks for attending this class.